Although you might have 4 million results, the pages are like far less, like 20 pages maybe. The rest are gone. Seriously, gone. And it's not really gone, it's filtered. And I'll get into why that's a good thing in a moment. Now I'm going to show you a dead easy exercise you can do that'll show you all of this. And on top of that, I'll give you the sources that this came from. But I also have some additional kind of information that I put in here that kind of helps realize the consolidation part as well. I'm not here just to scare you, but I do have some solutions that are pretty cool that you can do right now on a regular basis that I think will really help a lot. One thing this exercise does really well is really get you to look at sources of information rather than actual information, because that's the biggest eye shocker. And I'll show you this in a second, but it's the biggest eye shocker to know, okay, yes, you do need to look at alternative sources, but when you see how much you need to do that, just wow. Let me go to the screen and I'll show you that in real life.
Let's say we've got this many results. Now, in general, you got about 10 results per page. And so if you see, we have the 10 pages here, so we can go to that 10th page and we'll still see this many results. And, go down a bit, we'll go to the 14th page. Now, interestingly, on the 14th page, we have about 139 results. We can go back to the 13th page and see that we still have that number, but it still doesn't add up. All that's kind of disappeared. When I go to page 14, I have a choice, and it is repeat the search with the omitted results included. We still get to the end of our results, page 41, which again, 10 results per page roughly, and 409 results. So in a way, this is our true amount of results, whereas the other one is more inflated.
Okay, if that's not bad enough, it gets even worse, because when you look at those results, you'll see that a lot of them are from big media. Even if you have different ideas on what you think big media is, knowing that the sources of results are contained to just a few, or these sources really all have pretty much the same or similar views. If you're just showing from a few sources, regardless on if you call it big media or not, that's really dangerous. That's not good. That's really dangerous. That's a consolidation. That means this has become not search results, but an actual pipeline to different sources.
This isn't a study. This is just an example, and I'm just pointing out the things that this is basically an opinion about those results. So here we have page 38. We should get some pretty interesting results outside of the norm of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth page. In general, you'll see still Wikipedia, Skeptoid, Stanford, and this is on page 35. I still think that at this point, you should start to see some alternatives, but you really aren't. I think in some cases, they'll have some alternative podcasts, maybe Skeptoid, where a couple of them are allowed because they just kind of scrape a bit. And again, I'm not familiar with this, so I'm not sure, but they'll also put in some stuff that's pretty old. It's more a focused outcome. It's kind of like if you went to the library and you had someone lead you through and focus you on your research. That's exactly what Google is doing here. They're giving you some of these results, by far not the whole amount, but they're also guiding you within those limited results. So even though we have 400 and something results instead of this many results, they're still focusing even within those limited results.
I mean, this is all obvious stuff, but when you see it, it's seeing it that makes you go, whoa, 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 whoa. Unless you use different search engines, unless you use different ways of getting to those results, or you have a community. I'll get on that part in a second, because there is good news that even though it gets worse, the good news is those are filtered results, which means they can become unfiltered, because that means through a bit of pressure, turning attention away from big media and really hitting their bottom line, but also sharing results, like sharing this video or others like it, and sharing sources like the Truth Stream Media and Bright Insight, sharing those. And if you have a scarcity mindset, you might just share the idea. But if you have an abundance mindset, you'll share this particular video or particular videos and not just the idea. The more we support and cause each other individually to be successful, the more we collectively are as a whole. So that's where the abundance comes through, if you can think of it in that way. Part of the practice is really uplifting everyone else around you rather than trying to, grab everything that you can. And that's part of the reason to share. But on top of that is actually downloading the information, because in some cases the links would disappear. Someone might give up on their website and it just disappears. And so it's not always nefarious. There is just one of those things that happens organically. But when you have a consolidation of results, those alternative media sources, they get demotivated, either because they don't have the revenue sources anymore, or because they don't have the same attention they used to have, and they lose their motivation, and their reach is just not as far, and so they kind of they give up. Now, the more we look at alternative sources and share that information, download it, and so on, the more we win. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.